Hello, my name is Janani. Welcome to my channel. On my last marble video, you guys requested me that I show you guys how I did marble using acrylic paint. If you have not seen that video, I will link it in the description box. Make sure you check that out. This video is going to be really easy and a short video. For this project, I'm going to be using Scalpi Souffle Poppy Seed. First, I rolled my clay into a log shape, then I cut it into tiny little pieces. It helps if your clay is a little firmer. If your clay is soft, make sure you put it in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes. The tinier your cut pieces are, the more marbled it will be. I transferred all my cut pieces into a piece of paper because the next step is going to be a little bit messy. For the marbling, I'll be using some acrylic paint. I'm using this apple barrel white acrylic paint. I scooped a generous amount on the clay and mixed it in very well, making sure every piece is coated. Then I let it dry fully, and I also did this with white clay using black acrylic paint. After the paint was fully dry, I added some liquid clay to bond the clay pieces back together. Then I squeezed it and shaped the clay into a log again. Make sure you check out the description box. Like always, I'll be leaving all the links to the tools and supplies used in this tutorial. For the white clay with black acrylic, I added some gold leaf. This was actually an experiment. I'm so happy it turned out really great. I left these logs in the freezer for about 10 to 20 minutes so it'll be easier for me to cut. Here I am cutting into the log. You can see the beautiful marble pattern. After I cut them, I assembled it onto a slab. You can just assemble it as it is or use a sheet of background clay underneath as well. I added a sheet later so I could stretch my slab. To even it out, I used a roller and then I placed a piece of paper and burnished and rolled. I added a background sheet of clay and ran it through my pasta machine on setting number 3, which is about 3 mm thickness. And this is how the white sheet turned out. I absolutely love it. And here are the pieces I cut from both of my slabs. I used some gold clay to create offset components as well. Then I baked my pieces in the oven for about an hour at 225 to 275 Fahrenheit. Like always, I do this because my oven is very old and it fluctuates. I recommend you bake some samples and figure out your ideal temperature and time, and don't forget the thermometer. Once my pieces were cured and cooled down, I went ahead and sanded them using the wet sanding method. I used warm water with a drop of dish soap. First, I used 800 grit sandpaper to clean up. If you would like to know more information about my sanding method and my sander, I will leave a link in the description box for another tutorial. For this technique, it's important to carefully sand the surface of these pieces. It will help remove any paint that bled out and to get clean marble lines. Next, I move on to 1000 grit sandpaper and repeated this process. When sanding your polymer clay pieces, gradually go up grits on the sandpaper. It helps to eliminate white residue and give a clean finish. And I finished off sanding with 2000 grit sandpaper. On these white and black pieces, you will be able to see a huge difference. I didn't fully clean them since I like the look of little gray spots. Also for these pieces next time, I would probably use gray paint instead of black. Next, I used my trusty nail sander to drill holes on the pieces. Since I used a different medium on these pieces, it's important to seal them. For the black pieces, I used Duraclear matte varnish, and for the white, I used polyurethane gloss varnish. After the varnish was dried, I added the earring bags and jump rings. I will link couple tutorials on how I do my earring bags down in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Tag me on any of your creations so I can share them. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.